Hi, I'm Zanna and welcome to Zanna Yoga. So today I decided that we'd do a really lovely, gentle, restorative yin practice. So the sort of practice that you could do in the evening, before you go to bed, or just any time that you feel that you just need to have that kind of time to unwind, time to observe yourself, relax your mind. So a nice, gentle, restorative one for today. So if you start by just coming down onto your mat, take a lovely, neutral, relaxing pose. Just allow the body to soften and surrender to the mat. And gently close the eyes. Just take a moment to perhaps scan through the body, starting from the head, and work your way through the neck and the shoulders and the back. Trying to relax as you go through down to the pelvis, and down the legs, all the way down to the feet. And just noticing how the body feels. Any tightness and tension, observing without judgment. And then on every out-breath, just allowing that tension to start to drift away. And bringing your attention to your breath. Without changing the breath, just notice how the breath feels in the body. Whether it's a shallow, noisy breath, or it is slightly deeper into the belly and slowing down. So with every out-breath, just allowing the body to soften and be supported by the mat even more. Releasing shoulders away from the ears, allowing the feet to fall naturally out to the sides. Maybe just bringing the hands to the belly. And feeling the breath into the belly. Feeling how the hands move with the rise and the fall on the exhalation. And simply just staying with the breath and the movement in the body. Enjoying the breath, the fresh prana and chi and oxygen we take into the body when we breathe. And thinking about the toxins and tension as we exhale. So notice what's going on in the mind. Whether it's a quiet mind at the moment or a busy mind. And just drawing your awareness back to the breath will always anchor you into the present moment. Notice if there's any tightness in your face, in your cheeks, in your chin and jaw. Tension often hides in the body and we have to seek it out, find and release all the time. So maybe just releasing the hands back to the mat for a moment. Notice the temperature you feel in the palms of your hands and around the soles of your feet. And maybe just gently start to move the head from side to side. And bringing the knees one at a time into the chest. Perhaps just rock from side to side, or just circle. Whatever feels nourishing and nice for the spine, massaging into the digestive system. Coming to stillness. And then when you're ready, in any way that's comfortable for you, coming up. And we're going to come into our first pose, into butterfly. This is a really lovely starting pose, but as always, use your props around you. If you need support underneath the thighs, you can use blocks. Or if you have something softer like cushions to place either side, then you can. So bringing the soles of the feet together and just finding that comfortable place for you. Maybe the feet want to be further away from the body, or maybe you'd like to draw the feet more in towards the groin. Resting the hands just in front of you, wherever's comfortable. And allowing gently, and if this feels comfortable and safe for you, the head to just roll forwards. Enjoying that lovely stretch through the back of the neck and the upper part of the back. And gently close the eyes. Notice what tension that you're holding, and just seeing if with every out breath there is room for the body to relax the muscles a little bit more, surrender to the floor. Breathing gently, softening the breath as the pose softens. And just staying with the body, being aware of any tension in the muscles still that you can let go of. This is a wonderful posture for the liver channel, the gallbladder channel that runs on the outside of the body, the sides of the body. Really working into the inner thighs and the groin area. So just gently softening and noticing what you feel, where you feel it. Adjusting the pose in any way that you need to just find even more relaxation. Perhaps You want to draw the elbows more towards the body and relax a lot more through the shoulders and the arms. And resting your awareness on your breath. Following the gentle movement of the body as you breathe. Exploring how you feel emotionally in these poses. Maybe thoughts and feelings or memories surface for you. So just keep checking in with yourself, noticing how you feel through all the joints, whether you still feel safe and enough to keep relaxing. Exploring perhaps the progress in your pose now that we've sat here for a while. Whether you feel that you've softened more deeply in. So just taking a few more breaths now in this posture, and then gently lifting the head and release through the legs. Take a moment back on your mat into neutral. This is something that I like to do with between all of the poses, whether they're one-sided or two-sided, is just take a moment back on the mat. It doesn't have to be long. Anything up to 2 minutes sometimes is really lovely, just to explore how that posture felt, to follow the fade of sensation that you get through the pose. If you move straight into another pose, then you don't have that understanding as such of how it's affected you and affected the channels of the body, the shift in energy perhaps. So just taking a moment back on the mat to realign, reset. Nice deep breaths. Follow the breath into the body. And just taking the breath anywhere that you feel you need the breath to go. And take a few more breaths here. If you want to, bringing the knees into the chest, always quite light, just to bring the knees in every single time, just to ease out of any posture that we've been in. So coming up and turning onto our belly, I'm going to come into Sphinx. So with this pose, you may or may not want any props. I often find just being a bit more restorative, it's quite nice just to put a cushion under the tummy, just so that it's a little bit more supportive and less need to hold on to the arms. And if you'd like to, then you can have a block and rest your forehead, or maybe lower it depending on where you'd like to start in the pose. So just sort of finding what's comfortable for you. We're all so individual and our bodies need different things. If this is too high, then most definitely come lower. So listening to your body first and foremost with how you'd like to be in this pose. So just allowing the body to settle This is a lovely lower back bend. Tuning into the body, noticing where you're still tense. Maybe in the buttocks and the thighs. Just notice if there is any way of just gently releasing that muscle activation. And trying to relax as much as you can through the back, the shoulders and the arms. Adjusting your props as you wish through the pose. Let the head hang forwards, releasing into the neck. And just trying to let go with every breath. Feeling into the body. Looking at all the sensations you feel. And if there's ever any pain with any of the postures, then do come out of them. You want to feel a certain sense of sensation or stretch, but never to the point of pain. Always exit the pose, adjust yourself, or if it doesn't feel right, then just coming onto the mat into a neutral pose. But again, notice how this pose makes you feel. What emotions does it evoke? And then maybe just take a few more breaths. And then gently removing your props. And perhaps just rest on the belly now. You can rest the cheek on your hands like a pillow. Or perhaps taking the hands down either side of the body. Whatever feels restful for you. Have a few moments to gently breathe. And just following whatever sensations now fading away from the body. Taking a few more breaths. And then nice and slowly, just lifting the body away, we're going to come back into Mantis, a wide-legged child's pose. So again, if you want to prop cushion underneath the belly, just to support yourself into this pose. If it's a little bit too tender behind knees and you don't want to be in so much of a compression, then always use a blanket or something soft behind the knees just to release any tension that might build up there in this pose. So with the knees taken wide, just dropping your heart down to the mat and resting the head. Again, if it's too much for you, then always use a block for the forehead or anything that you have to hand. If you haven't got blocks, you can always use a big book, anything just to use as a prop to release the muscle activation held in the poses. Nice deep breaths. So throughout the pose, just awareness on the comfort of your knees, behind the knees. You're going to feel a nice sensation into the top hip crease, perhaps around the buttocks and the back. So gently bringing your awareness to your breath. Following how the breath moves in the body, how the back ribs expand as you breathe. And keep searching through the body for tension. Even if there's tension in your hands, try to release. Maybe tension in the arms and the shoulders, so just slightly adjust yourself, just to find that little relaxation a little bit more. And as we hold the pose still, is it becoming easier through the legs? Is there a certain surrender into this pose now? Still following the breath. Staying with all the sensations you feel. Trying to relax your face. And taking a few more breaths. Gently moving. As slowly as possible. The slower you move, the more you have the ability to retain the feeling of the pose as it stays with the body and gently fades. Just come onto your back. Roll down slowly. Take your time. Nice deep breath. Find that lovely feeling of a sigh almost. Let the body relax and soften to the mat. Tune in to the sensations you feel. Awareness on what feels nice and tingly and active through the body. Feeling into the soles of the feet, where many of the meridians will start and end. And again, as always, taking the breath intentionally anywhere in the body that you feel needs it. Deep breaths. gently when you're ready. Just bringing the knees into the chest. If you'd like to rock from side to side or roll in small circles, just notice what the body needs. And then gently coming up. I'm going to come into a forward fold. So if you need any little bit of padding underneath the knees, like a rolled up blanket under the knees, then that's absolutely fine. Just walk out the little pads of our buttocks so that we can feel our sit bones connect more with the mat. And then with a nice sort of tall, lengthened but soft spine, we're just going to come forwards. Don't push the body too much. Be kind and gentle with the body. Depending on what you've been doing throughout the week, any other strenuous exercise, just feel into what muscle tightness that you might hold. And allow the time in the pose just to soften you. So initially you might be holding a bit of a tension through the legs. See if you can gently relax through the soles of the feet and ankles, the calf muscles behind the knees and the hamstrings. And you might find that you naturally want to just allow the head to roll forwards, releasing through the neck. Still following the breath with the pose. Gently with every out breath, there's a surrender and a release even more into the posture. Feeling into the pose all the time. Looking for tension that you can release. And exploring any fresh sensation that you get with any minor changes. So being kind with the body, non-judgmental. Every pose will feel different at different times. The emotions that flow through you during the pose will be different at different times. Observing your thoughts perhaps. And just coming back to the breath if we drift off with our thoughts. And so enjoying the pose. Notice if this one is a pose that you like or one that you feel challenged in some way. Just a simple observation without judgment. And just relaxing even more. Stimulating the urinary bladder that runs alongside the spine. And the channels that run through the legs. So perhaps just take a few more breaths. when you're ready and in your own time. Just allow yourself back on the mat into that lovely neutral reset pose. Nice deep breaths. You might even find that a gentle smile creeps across your face. As you take the time with your yoga, your yin, to self-love and self-care. To be present with the body, mind, soul, to the exclusion of other distractions. Relaxing the fingers and the palms of your hands. And just notice, even in this restful pose, whether anything is still tense, you can release. And gently bring the knees in, one at a time. Again, move in whatever way feels good for you, nurturing. And so we're going to work with banana. So lying on the mat. And gently bring your feet over to the lower right corner. And perhaps bring your right foot over your left, as if you're just crossing your ankles, just so that the foot doesn't want to keep creeping back into the middle. And then gently lift your shoulders and bring those over to the top right corner of the mat, so that you're still lying flat, but you're in a banana shape, having that lovely open stretch through the left side of your body. Arms can be wherever you'd like them to be. They can be down at your sides, or if you'd like to lift them above your head to get more of a stretch through the arms, move them more outwards into more cactus arms. It is entirely up to you. And you may start with the hands above and then feel that partway through you'd like to rest them down at the side of the body. And the head can face wherever you'd like to, so the direction that you're moving in or the opposite direction, whatever feels right for you, you make your decision. Nice deep breaths. This is opening up into the left side of the body. Again, the gallbladder meridian is stimulated here. If you want to stretch more into this pose, just swap the feet over. If you bring your left foot over your right now, you're going to feel a little bit more of a deeper stretch. So whichever you would like to do, just explore both and choose what feels right for you. When you find the comfortable pose, just begin to relax. Release the tension in the soles of the feet and the ankles. Notice what's being held in the knees and the thighs. Perhaps there's a little tension in the pelvis or even the lower back. So just to keep exploring, look through the shoulders and the arms for anything that can be relaxed. And don't forget to relax your face and your cheeks, often a place that tension creeps back into. Gently be aware of the breath. As you breathe in, the feeling that it fans into the left side of your body. Exploring that openness with every breath. And taking a few more breaths now. Gently in your own time, just returning to neutral. It's just a very small shift into the center of the mat, but just take a moment to really feel into the body. Feel that lovely active tingliness perhaps through the left side, which you don't so much feel in your right at the moment. So notice that subtle imbalance, having just stretched one side. Deep breaths. Maybe allowing the out breath to be just marginally or slightly longer than the in breath, to induce that calmness through the body. When you're ready, transitioning to the other side, so bringing the feet over to the lower left corner of the mat, bringing the left foot over the right to start with, and then just shifting the shoulders ever so gently towards the top left corner, making that banana shape with an openness through the right side of the body now. And again, exploring where your arms would like to rest. Maybe if you had your arms up before, start with the arms up again. And then just adjust yourself wherever you would like to be. Gently close the eyes, breathe into the body. Exploring any difference that you feel this side, even if it's very subtle. And keep searching for any tension through the legs or the pelvis, the lower back or the shoulders. Relaxing your face. Drawing your awareness to the breath into this side of the body now. Just noticing how you feel. How do you feel emotionally? Is your mind calm and settled? Knowing you can adjust your pose at any time for a fresh feeling of sensation or softening more into the pose if it's too much. Always adjusting just to how you feel. Keep searching for tension, allowing it to release. taking a few more breaths. And then slowly, when you're ready, just bringing the body back to center. Just have a moment in neutral, just to feel the other side of this pose, to experience the balance now, and the shift in chi as it flows through the body. Deep breaths. And now, if you would like to just get cushion maybe, and moving slowly, just pop it under the knees as we just have a little bit of relaxation now. Always nice to just really relax and let yourself go at the end of a class. So popping a blanket over you if you want to. Just become comfortable in whatever way. Adjusting the body ever so slightly to relax. Shoulders away from the ears. Relax through the legs and the feet. Maybe just a gentle awareness of the breath in and out of the body. And so gently now, just bringing your awareness back to the body. Maybe wiggling the fingers and toes. few deep breaths. Stretching in whatever way feels good. And then in your own time, just rolling over to one side. Take a moment. And then gently coming up to a seated position. Bringing the hands to your heart. Om Shanti. Namaste.